Good morning, students. Welcome to class 12 biology, unit 2nd, chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance. Today's topic is mechanism of protein synthesis. Mechanism of protein synthesis involve two steps: transcription and translation. Transcription is the copying of complementary messenger RNA strands on DNA strands, or in other words, the process of synthesis of messenger RNA from DNA is called transcription. This process involves an enzyme called RNA polymerase. RNA polymerase enzyme. In prokaryotic cell it is of single type, but in eukaryotes it is of three types. So this enzyme RNA polymerase attach with DNA strands and unbind the two strands at a specific point. One of the two strands of DNA acts as a template for RNA synthesis. Bacterial cell or prokaryotic cell contain only one type of RNA, whereas in eukaryotic cells there are three types of RNA polymerase enzymes. RNA polymerase first, for the synthesis of ribosomal RNA. RNA polymerase second, for the synthesis of messenger RNA, and RNA polymerase third, for the synthesis of transfer RNA. In Escherichia coli and symbiotic bacteria found in large intestine of human beings, RNA polymerase enzyme consists of a core enzyme and a sigma factors. Core enzyme consists of 4 polynucleotide chain, 2 alpha chain, 1 beta chain and 1 gamma chain. Main function of sigma factor is recognition of genetic signal on DNA strands and direct the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter regions. Once RNA synthesis is initiated, sigma factor gets dissociated and core enzyme start the elongation of messenger RNA chain. The dissociated sigma factor again combine with core enzyme to form holo enzyme or active RNA polymerase. Process of transcription. Process of transcription of messenger RNA from DNA involve many sequential patterns. Core enzyme and sigma factor join to form RNA polymerase enzyme, active RNA polymerase enzyme. RNA polymerase attached to initiation site. Then DNA unbind and core enzyme catalyzes synthesis of messenger RNA and sigma factor gets dissociated from the core enzyme. Then the messenger RNA chain grows longer. Termination of messenger RNA chain, growth at termination site by rho sigma factor. During transcription for every cytosine in the DNA molecule, a guanine is inserted in the messenger RNA strands. Similarly, every guanine picks up cytosine, thymine picks up adenine, and every adenine picks up uracil, because there is no thymine in messenger RNA. So this messenger RNA is complementary to DNA in base sequence and contains message for the synthesis of a specific protein. After transcription, messenger RNA come out into the cytoplasm from nucleus to get attached to a ribosome. Second step of protein synthesis is translation. Means formation of protein from messenger RNA. It is a process by which the genetic information present in messenger RNA direct the order of a specific amino acid to form a polypeptide chain or protein. In other words, it is the process by which genetic information present in messenger RNA are translated into the language of protein. This process is completed in many steps. Translation involves many steps. First step is activation of amino acids. Activation of amino acids. Amino acid in the cytoplasm are present in inactive or dormant stage, and they cannot be able to take part in protein synthesis. Therefore, they are activated by giving them energy to join them and with transfer RNA. These amino acids are activated by ATP in the presence of specific activating enzymes called amino acyl synthetases to form amino acyl adenosine monophosphate AMP or amino acyl adenylate AAA. Pyrophosphates PPI and released in the reactions. A plus ATP plus enzyme AMP plus enzyme complex. Now, amino acids plus AMP enzyme complex combine to form AMP enzyme complex. Then this activated amino acids are transferred to tRNA or transfer of amino acid to transfer RNA or tRNA. Activated amino acid then transferred to a specific transfer RNA. Enzyme amino acid synthetase catalyze the reaction. AMP and activating enzyme is released during this process. At the time of transfer, adenylated group or AA is transferred to the hydroxyl group of terminal adenyl nucleotide of a transfer RNA. There are at least 20 different amino acid tRNA synthetase enzymes for binding of 20 different type of amino acids with 20 different type of transfer RNA. Third is initiation of polypeptide chain. Protein is a polypeptide chain molecule. It requires ribosomal subunit, messenger RNA, and energy source GTP, guanosine triphosphate, amino acids tRNAs, AAtRNAs, and initiation factors called IF1, IF2, IF3 in prokaryotes, and in eukaryotes EIF2, EIF, EIF1, EIF2, EIF2A, EIF2A2, EIF2A3 and ELF3 in eukaryotes. These act as initiation factors. Initiation of polypeptide chain is always brought about by an amino acid methionine, which is coded by codon AUG or initiation codons. In most of the eukaryotes, first amino acids of all kind of protein is methionine. In short, it's called MET. In E. coli, two different transfer RNAs receive methionine, non-formulated transfer RNA, tRNA, FMETs, and formulated non-formulated methionine and formulated methionine. In prokaryotes, initiation of polypeptide chain is brought about by formulated methionine, FMET. In E. coli, FMET is picked up by a transfer RNA, which is designated as tRNA FMET. Formulated methionine attached to the transfer RNA, forming transfer RNA FMET or FMET tRNA. Initiation of polypeptide chain takes place in the many steps. The initiation of polypeptide chain takes place in many steps. In first step is formulation of methionine. Methionine is an amino acid. Methionine react with formate tetra hydrophobic acid to form formulated methionine in presence of enzyme transformylase. Methionine plus formate or F-methionine or formulated methionine. in presence of enzyme transformylase. In the second step, attachment of F-methionine with transfer RNA. Attachment F-methionine or F-met plus tRNA to form F-met tRNA. Binding of messenger RNA with a smaller subunit 30S of ribosome take place. At the same time, messenger RNA combined with a smaller subunit of ribosomes 30S to form 30S mRNA complex. Third step is binding of formulated transfer RNA with a smaller ribosomal units 30S. Binding of formulated transfer RNA with a smaller subunit 30S of ribosomes. It takes place 30S messenger RNA complex plus F-met tRNA form 30S mRNA F-met tRNA complex. Then association of ribosomal subunits. Ribosomes have two subunits, one is larger and other is smaller. In 70S type or in prokaryotes 50S and 30S two subunits, and in eukaryotes where 80S type of ribosome is found, they have the 60S and 40S two subunits. So the larger ribosomal subunit 50S in prokaryotes joined to 30S messenger RNA F-met transfer RNA complex to form complete initiation complex 70S type. In this step, 30S mRNA F-met tRNA combined with 50S subunit of ribosomes to form 30S mRNA F-met tRNA complex or complete the 70S subunit of prokaryotic ribosomes or 70S complex. Fourth step of translation is elongation of polypeptide chain. Fourth step of translation is elongation of polypeptide chain. After the initiation of polypeptide chain, it gets elongated by the addition of different amino acids. Elongation of polypeptide chain is brought about by regular addition of different amino acids along with the respective transfer RNA at P site of ribosome, means promoter site of ribosomes. The ribosome has two binding sites for transfer RNA, an acceptor site and a peptidal site, A site and P site. formulated transfer RNA, formulated methionine tRNA bind to the P site of ribosome into the peptidal site of ribosomes. Elongation of polypeptide chain require elongation factor. These are EF, TU, EF, ES and EFG in prokaryotes and EF1 and EF2 in eukaryotes. Means elongation factor first and second in eukaryotes. Elongation of polypeptide chains completed in many steps. First step is the second amino acid. First amino acid is methionine, which is also known as initiation amino acids. Second amino acid, transfer RNA complex AA2 tRNA is now bound to the acceptor site. This process requires EFTU, GTP and magnesium ions. Means initiation factor TU, GTP as energy source, guanosine triphosphate and magnesium ion as cofactors. Second step, in the second step of elongation, the peptide bond is formed by transfer of formulated methionine TFMate to the second amino acids AA2 present at A site. This process requires magnesium ion and potassium ion. The peptide bond formation is catalyzed by an enzyme called peptidyl transferase. By peptide bonds, two amino acids are joined with each other. Yesterday I have told you what is the peptide bond. A bond formed between amino group of one amino acids and carboxylic group of other amino acids. In this way, second amino acid join with the first amino acid methionine. In the third step, translocation. The AA2 tRNA complex or monopeptidal transfer RNA now move from A site to P site. This process is called translocation. Ribosomes have two sites, peptidal sites and acceptor sites. In first amino acid methionine joined at the peptidal sites, other amino acids to the acceptor sites. From the acceptor site of ribosome, second amino acid is accepted. Then it combined with first amino acids methionine by peptide bonds, and after this combination it is translocated from A site to P site. This process is called translocations, which require elongation factor G, GTPase, energy source and magnesium ion. It involves movement of ribosome on messenger RNA chain in 5-3 direction. This results in the release of transfer RNA from P site, and the third codon of messenger RNA reaches at A site. Or coding of third amino acid tRNA complex AA3 tRNA now bound to the backend P site. The peptidal synthetase enzyme bound the peptidal T synthetase enzyme would transfer the monopeptide chain from P site to A site, which result in addition of one peptide bond to the protein chain and forming a dipeptidal having two peptide bonds. One bond, first peptide bond between first and second amino acids, second peptide bond between second and third amino acids. Now fourth amino acid tRNA complex attached to P site, and the above process is repeated until the synthesis of complete molecule of protein. Then about 20 codons of messenger RNA get translated to form the polypeptide chain. A new ribosome join it 5' of messenger RNA and start synthesizing another polypeptide chain. As many as 5 to 20 ribosomes may join the same messenger RNA depending upon its length. This complex formed of several ribosomes attached to a single messenger RNA is called polysome or polyribosome complex. Fifth step is termination of polypeptide chain. As the process of polypeptide chain formation continues, the termination codon, which are UAA, UAG or UGA. Of messenger RNA at third end finally reaches at a site of ribosome. Since these codons does not code for any amino acids, so it is not recognized by any transfer RNA. The termination codon provides signal to the ribosome for the attachment of releasing factor, which may be RF1, RF2, RF3 in prokaryotes and RF in eukaryotes. The termination codon provides signal to the ribosome for the attachment of releasing factors. The releasing factors interact with peptidal transferase, causing hydrolysis of bond between tRNA and the peptide chain, and the chain is then released from the ribosome. Hydrolysis of GTP result in the dissociation of the release factor from the ribosome. The tRNA is also unloaded. Ribosomal unit dissociates and messenger RNA is released. The ribosomal units may get attached to the same messenger RNA and synthesize another molecule of same or other proteins, or they may join another messenger RNA to synthesize new polypeptide chain or new protein. Last step of protein synthesis is modifications or processing of released polypeptide chain. Modification or processing of released polypeptide chain is a liner molecule having primary structures. Protein have primary, secondary, tertiary structures. The released polypeptide chain is a liner molecule having primary structure. It has been seen that the starting amino acid in polypeptide chain is either formulated methionine in prokaryotes or methionine in eukaryotes. Released polypeptide chain is modified in various ways, like first of all, enzyme deformylase remove formyl group of the first amino acid methionine, and the F-met methionine peptides give rise to formic acids and methionine peptide. Then in presence of a specific aminopeptidase enzyme, methionine peptide is broken into methionine and peptide. These enzymes remove some amino acids from N-terminal end of or C-terminus ends or from the both. After then, it undergoes maturation and gets folded alone or with other polypeptide chain to acquire secondary, tertiary or quaternary structure, and it become a functional protein. Regulation of gene expressions. As earlier you have read, gene express themselves by the formation of proteins. Protein are the structural component of the living beings, as well as they regulate the functional activities of all living beings. So all the mature cell of a living beings possessing thousands of genes. A single gene is not always active. At a specific time, different genes are activated and responsible for the synthesis of protein. For example, enzymes needed during seedling growth would not be needed during adult stage. In each stage of life, every cell has some set of genes. Thus, it would be necessary to have a mechanism which will allow only the desired gene to function at a particular period, and the activity of other genes will be controlled. It is called gene regulation. For example, in human beings there are about 40,000 genes. All 40,000 genes not remain active at every period of the lifetime, but time to time they activate and remain in dormant stage. Some genes always remain in dormant stage, like the oncogenes or cancer causing genes are found in every cell in dormant stage, but sometime and in some persons they get activated. In each stage of life cycles, every cell has some set of genes. Thus, it would be necessary to have a mechanism which will allow only the desired gene to function at a particular time, and the activity of other genes would be controlled. It is called gene action. Gene action can be regulated at different levels. For example, transcription, messenger RNA processing, messenger RNA transport, translation, and enzyme functions. The mechanism of gene action and their regulation was described for the first time by Jacob and Monod in Escherichia coli. In eukaryote, it is very difficult to study the actual mechanism of regulation of gene activity, because in eukaryotes there are a lot of genes. These genes is activated at, or how many genes are activated at a particular time of life. This stage is very complicated. The gene regulation in prokaryotes, which has a limited number of genes, therefore can be studied. In prokaryote cells, the regulation of gene activity involves two processes: induction and repression. Induction. In E. coli, synthesis of beta-galactosidase enzyme has been studied in detail. Beta-galactosidase enzyme is required for the hydrolysis of lactose sugar into glucose and galactose. Cells growing in a medium containing the sugar lactose as the sole source of carbon synthesize three enzymes: B-galactosidase, B-galactoside premease, and B-galactoside transacetylase. If lactose sugar is not added in the medium, the amount of B-galactosidase enzyme will be reduced. but as soon as lactose is added, the production of enzyme is increased as much as 10,000 times. So here lactose sugar has acted as inducer, activating the specific genes to synthesize the specific enzyme. Thus, such enzymes whose synthesis can be induced by adding the substrate are known as inducible enzyme, and the genetic system responsible for the synthesis of such an enzyme is called inducible system. Likewise, genes whose expression are so regulated are called inducible genes. The substance responsible for induction is known as inducer. Repressions. The action of some genes involved in the synthesis of certain metabolite may be inhibited or repressed if the production of metabolite is faster than its consumption by the bacterium or the metabolite has been provided from outside. This stops the further production of metabolite in the bacterium. For example, bacteria possesses the metabolic capacity to synthesize most of amino acids, purines, vitamins, etc. required for their growth. If a particular amino acid such as histidine is added, the production of histidine synthesizing enzyme will fall down. Thus, the process of turning off the expression of set of genes is called repression. Such enzymes whose synthesis can be checked by the addition of end product are known as repressible enzymes, and the system is known as repressible system. The genes responsible for repression are called repressible genes.